All right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions. Obviously, one of the best teams in football. We all know this heading into training camp, working through camp right now. But there's one new Detroit Lion who's off to a really incredible start. This was a huge pickup for Detroit. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, well, the thing with the Lions is that coming into the season, they're obviously stacked at a number of positions, but the big question mark for everyone involved obviously was the cornerback position. To that end, the Lions made a lot of big moves this offseason, but there's one new addition, particularly rookie Terron Arnold, who has literally impressed everyone and is off to an absolutely outstanding start. Looks like the Lions have a real star on their hands here, and you can tell by the way the coaching staff is reacting to him. Let's pull up this report, and then we'll talk about it more on the other side. This is courtesy of SI.com. The Detroit Lions are not taking it easy with rookie cornerback Tyion Arnold. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn is demanding and regularly reminding the number 24 pick regarding the importance of not having mental lapses. With the wide receiver one, you might guard him a couple times and he'll go to the other side. Here in the NFL, if this guy's getting $30 million to catch the ball, they're going at him 95% of the time. So just not having those mental lapses, said Arnold. And AG does a great job of that. My teammate always say, they're like, man, the reason he's pushing you is because he cares. I'm just blessed to have somebody who played the cornerback position be my defensive coordinator. With him and Coach Townsend, even with the addition of J.O., safeties coach Jim O'Neill, they're really, really on me and they're pushing me. Again, the theme here is that they would not be pushing him so hard if they didn't see the potential in him, if they didn't see the talent in him. And it's not just the Lions cornerbacks coaching staff that are saying that. The DB's coach, Aaron Glenn, defense coordinator, a former all-time great defensive back in his own right, Aqib Talib, also is very high on Terron Arnold. Let's go into the second report highlighting Talib's comments, again from SI.com. Man, I can't wait to watch the Lions and Terron Arnold, mainly because of Carlton Davis. He has an NFL vet on the other side of him. That's going to be a top tandem. I'm calling it right now, Talib said on the Kay Adams hosted FanDuel TV show, Up and Adams. They'll be a top tandem in the leagues in terms of cornerbacks just because Arnold is a ball hawk. Last year, he had 5 or 6 interceptions in college. If you get interceptions in college, you get interceptions in the league. It always translates. Carlton Davis, I've always been a fan of Carlton Davis. So again, you've got the Lions coaching staff pushing Terron Arnold. They think he's going to be great. And you have all-time great Aqib Talib saying really nice things about Arnold as well, thinking he's going to be a turnover machine for the Detroit Lions. Obviously, great news for Detroit. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Lions fans, in the comments section below, obviously we're getting closer and closer to the regular season. It's almost so close you can taste it. But we're still got to work through the preseason games. And to that end, what's the one player you're really excited to see this preseason? Whether it's a rookie, a young player kind of breaking out of his and coming into his own, give us the one player you're really excited to see this preseason and put him in the comment section below. And while you're down there, make sure you check out the description below for our affiliate link to our recommended book. It is Playmakers here by Mike Florio. It is a great read. I'm not just saying that because we bought it. We read it. It's right here. It's a really good read. Lions fans, trust me, you guys will like it a lot. And if you purchase it, please use our affiliate link in the description below. It takes you right to Amazon, helps our channel out, and doesn't cost you anything extra. But Miles, let me throw it over to you now. What are your thoughts on this latest Lions news?
Yeah, Nick, I think the part about in the beginning of the article, obviously, the corroborating evidence from Aqib Talib is really important. But I think the fact that already so early on training camp, they're so tough on Terron Arnold. They're really just saying no mental mistakes. They already have that expectation of him is you gotta be perfect. You gotta really play these coverages tight because that number one guy, that's who you're gonna be going against. These are the kind of guys that you need to lock down. I really like that about this Lions team. I like it coming from Aaron Glenn, a former DB in his own right. So having, like Arnold said, a former DB as your defensive coordinator, there's going to be expectations there, but it also means that he can see the potential. He's been there. He knows what needs to be done. So I think when you look at a guy like Terron Arnold and you look at what Aaron Glenn is saying about him, you can read between the lines and I think he has really high expectations. I think he's expecting a lot out of Arnold this season because, first of all, he's a high draft pick. So, I mean, you always got high expectations of your first round pick. But I just think what we've been hearing, what we've been seeing through camp, there's other adages throughout the article talking about teammates that are pushing him, teammates that see his potential. I think Arnold is just a guy who's really impressed a lot of people so far. He has the potential to do all of these things with all of his physical talents. This is a guy 6 foot, almost 200 pounds. Great size for a cornerback. I just think Arnold is going to come out here and really impress a lot of people. I think Lions fans, there's a lot of expectations. We all know about Arnold, but from what we've been hearing in camp, I think there's reason to be a little bit more excited than usual because it seems like everybody is just really hyping up Terron Arnold.
Yeah, and I really want to focus on what Aqib Talib said. I think it's really important, especially the ball hawk element of it. And look, Talib, I don't think it's hyperbole to say he's an all-time great. I thought he was special, certainly with the Patriots, certainly with the Denver Broncos. Also did a lot of really nice things with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Ball hawk in his own right, right? 35 career picks, physical player, savvy guy, knows the game. Every team he was on, they would really love to have him. They were really devastated when he left. He knows ball. I think that's undeniably so. And the fact that he was really highlighting Tyion Arnold's ball hawking ability, playmaking ability, and saying, hey, that's going to translate, that is a great sign. Because if you look at the Lions' defensive stats from 2023, and I'm just pulling up here over on the side, if you look at their interceptions, that was a real problem for them defensively. They really didn't get a whole heck of a lot of them. And most of them were essentially Kirby Joseph led the team with 4 at safety position, and then Brian Branch, kind of a playing everywhere kind of guy, right, with 3 interceptions, right? So there you go. That's the top of your list right there. You do have Jerry Jacobs with 3 picks as well, but he was kind of a liability in coverage in a lot of situations. And after that, very quickly, you end up with Aiden Hutchinson with 1 as very close to the next guy at the top of your list with picks. So this was not a team that was great at forcing turnovers when it comes to interceptions. And I think Terron Arnold coming into this Lions defense and adding that element, that ball hawking, that turnover element, that will be huge because that is really something that can flip a defense and really just give them a big advantage. Just a guy that can create some turnovers, create some big plays. You look at a team like the Dallas Cowboys. They were a debacle in defense in 2020 for anyone who remembers. Obviously, the addition of Micah Parsons was a huge part of it. Aiden Hutchinson is like the Micah Parsons for this Lions defense, but it was Trayvon Diggs, that ball hawking corner, that really helped them out and made them create a lot of turnovers and defensive touchdowns that really helped them going from a terrible defense to a good defense, right? That's what the Lions missed. A ball honking turnover machine at the cornerback position. Frankly, they've missed that for a very long time. And now it appears they've got one in Terron Arnold. And I think when it comes right down to it, that could be the missing piece, right? Davis on the other side, he's a quality corner. He's a veteran guy. Not as good as he was in his prime, in my opinion, but I still think he can get the job done. But having a guy that can force those turnovers, especially in those big matchups that can flip games. I mean, look, we go back to the NFC Championship game. They're 1 turnover, 1 pick away from probably winning that game, winning it comfortably when they're trying to hold off the 49ers comeback. Now that they have Terron Arnold, they've got the guy that can make that play. And I think when it comes right down to it, it could make all the difference.